everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Today I have a Q&A for you guys. I actually got enough questions, so I am going to answer them, and I'm really excited because I really like to talk. For the first question, I'm going to have my husband in with me because number one, he's the best and you guys should really meet him. Also, the first question is...
Hi everybody, I'm Stefan. I'm Emily's husband. I almost said wife. Nice to meet y'all.
So the question is how we met and how long we've been married. We will be married 5 years in February. Do you want to tell them how we met?
Sure. Emily's from Ohio, as you know, and I'm from Canada, and we both went to a ministry school in Redding, California called Bethel, and so we met at a Bible college essentially and fell in love, got married there, and then moved on to Canada.
Oh, that's how we met, and like he said, we moved to Canada, so that brings us to our next question. How we ended up in Canada is because Stefan is Canadian. He's from Medicine Hat, and because of visas and working and just we were students at the time, everything seemed a lot easier to move to Canada, especially with just permanent residency stuff and just technicalities. We just decided that we were gonna move to Canada, and that is exactly what we did. So our next question is...
We love it in Canada. We were living in Alberta, which is super cold. We moved from Alberta to BC, and we currently live in Kelowna, and we love it here. It's so nice. We're not used to being around mountains or warmer weather. It's beautiful here, so we're just excited to be here, and we're loving life.
And that is it for Stefan's portion.
Yeah,
so.
no one wanted to know more about me, so I'm gonna go.
Maybe next time.
It was nice meeting you guys.
My next question is... The answer is yes, and actually I'm a photographer. I shoot weddings and do lifestyle family shoots. I started my own business a year and a half to 2 years before having Olin, and now I still do photography, but since we just moved, basically I'm kind of having to start from scratch. I don't know if other people have ever, when you're already a new business and then you move your business, let's just say it's not like I've jumped into work, and especially with transition and motherhood, like things are pretty quiet on the work front right now, if I'm being totally honest, but it doesn't mean I'm not planning on continuing work. I just know that something like that takes time, and especially when motherhood, and that's really like my number one priority, and I don't plan to really be a full-time wedding photographer. I really love kind of just doing it part-time, and you guys can check out my website if you want. It's wolfandfoxphotography.com. I'm sure I put it on the screen for you, and I'll link it down below so you guys can check out my work, and you can follow me on Instagram at wolfandfoxphoto if you guys want. So yeah, and that brings me to the other question. Somebody asked how I got into photography, and truth be told, I had done a few other jobs, and actually I just found that I didn't enjoy them. I think through a series of having jobs that really didn't bring me any life, I found myself dreaming about, like spending my days thinking about photography and different things that was like, okay, literally I'm here at this job and all I want to do is take photos. So eventually I just stopped making excuses, and Stefan surprised me with a brand new lens. And how I kind of started my business was I just like shot a friend's birthday party, and then through that I did family photos, and then somebody saw those family photos and like kind of spiraled into actually being able to start my own business after like over a year of just kind of doing random stuff. I then officially like launched a business. So that's that. My next question is kind of a totally different topic, but so I should have grabbed it to show you guys. I didn't even think. But my favorite book ever is called The Name of the Wind. Actually, it's a series, The Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss. So right now there's just 2 books, The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Tale. The third one is not out, and I've been waiting for what feels like forever, but I know some people have been waiting longer if you read them when they first came out. I can't even tell you guys what it's about because it's one of those things that if you start telling, then I feel like you've like given it away already. Like, you have to read it. It's the best thing in the whole world. I guess like the easiest way to kind of sum it up is like, it's like Lord of the Rings meets Harry Potter, and it's amazing. So if you're into like fantasy and fiction, and honestly just a great story, is fiction what that is? Yeah. But anyways, that is my favorite book, The Name of the Wind. If you haven't read it, read it. It's so good. It's so good. And my favorite movie, I feel like that's a really hard question to ask someone, like what's your favorite movie? Because when I was when I was in high school, I like knew, I'd be like, these are my exact favorite movies, and they were Stand By Me, 10 Things I Hate About You, and The Goonies. Those were my favorite movies. But I feel like now that I'm older, like I haven't watched any of those in quite a few years, and I used to watch them all the time. I don't really know what my favorite movie is anymore. I should have thought this through, my goodness. You know what, I have a little rant. Here's the thing about favorite movies. I feel like there's movies that you're just like, that movie is so good. I loved it, like it's one of my favorites, but you might not necessarily like watch it all the time. But then there's movies that like I could just watch over and over, and then you're like, well, is that technically my favorite movie? Like I find myself like wanting to watch it like often. Like a recent movie that I'll be like, I could watch that again, and like it's not necessarily like this amazing movie, but it's that Tarzan movie. Like I love that movie. Tarzan, or like this movie, people didn't even like this movie. Safe Haven. Do you guys know that one with Julianne Hough? I love that movie. I can watch that over and over. And I know that's like funny because it's not necessarily like these like critically acclaimed movies, but I really liked them. Those are not my favorite movies. Okay, I'm moving on because this is just going downhill quick. You know what? I'm gonna end it with that rant. That was terrible. There are some other questions that I got that are more along the lines of like thrifting and small space tips or like things like that, but I think that I might just have to do that stuff for another video. This was, I guess, like a smidge about me. It's probably better that Stefan told you how we met, because my version would have been like 15 minutes. I guess he just really told you guys the details. But maybe another time, if you guys wanted, I could do like a full story time video of how we met. That would be like really going into it, not just giving you the facts. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. As always, you guys can subscribe, and I hope you had a great Christmas. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye!